Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am back with another YouTube video, and today we're going to see what other clock we could do my thoughts and opinions on. We've done the travel, all that. Ooh! Okay. I'm gonna say exactly what it is, but it's talking alarm clock red. It's a red talking alarm clock from MaxiAids. They don't have what the brand is actually called, so I'm calling it exactly how I ordered it. So they had this at MaxiAids. They have the same thing at Independent Living Aids, or not Independent Living Aids. I take that back. Aids and Appliances. Now, I gotta look and see if Independent Living Aids, LSS, and those are the only things that I know besides the Braille Superstar. I'm not familiar with Hearmore. I can't stand the low Vision store because well, I'll get to that. So they are post office arrived with a Moshi clock that I did a YouTube video on that didn't work the next day, and I called, tried to get a replacement because I'm like, you know what, maybe this was a fluke, and they were willing to do it. So I called, and they you know how UPS Mail Innovations work and how they like to lose your package, and I just sitting there thinking, okay, you know, and I called the Low Vision store and I told them what happened, told them that I was sending, you know, a clock back to get a replacement. Instead of arrived broken, the guy went, what? And wasn't very helpful. He just, you know, sat there and let me listen to music and hung up. So, shame on you, Magnifying Aids, aka the Low Vision store. I swear, if you're the last store on this earth, I won't order from you again. But anyways, that's not what this is about. But beware of the Low Vision store because there are a bunch of crazy people working there that don't know what they're doing. So I'm not sure about Hearmore. I shop, you know, the goods from MaxiAids. They have not done me wrong yet. The Braille Superstore, which I'm not gonna lie, I thought they, you know, don't take care of doing stuff around their facility, but apparently they get your products into you as little as 2 days. The only problem is they don't give you the tracking number. They just say it's shipped, and that's it. But their stuff is good because it arrives with Braille tactile stuff in the bottom of the box. But the only thing is you have to constantly check your front door because they don't provide tracking IDs through the mail with, you know, stuff like that from them because, well, come on, people. So, I'm not sure about Here More, or I've tried the Cleveland Center. The Cleveland Center does a pretty shitty job when it comes to their talking pedometers. I've ordered from somewhere and got a talking pedometer that died within 6 days. So that's where the destruction videos is. I call it dissecting products because there's already another playlist that some other YouTuber did, and I'm not about to copyright his shit and, you know, call it, you know, destruction videos or whatever the playlist is called. So I call it dissecting products because, you know, I don't use a hammer, I don't use a baseball bat. I think those are cool, but I like to take care of mine by, if they don't work properly, putting them underwater and ripping them to shreds and healing up after a week or two because the plastic would like to bury itself in my hand if given the proper opportunity, but I haven't had that happen. But anyways, this clock I used to destroy a lot because I found it at first annoying and I wasn't, you know, I was always, oh, I want to see what the hell is inside of these things, and I was always the adventurous type with the electronics. But it doesn't hurt to have these clocks around. And Maxi Aids has called it a red talking clock with temperature. You can get it at Maxi Aids for $14.99, but check and see if it's available because I don't know how quick these things like to sell, so I would be careful. Now, I'm gonna let you hear what it sounds like and we'll go from there.
9:26 a.m. 71 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow, for a clock that's been in my possession for almost 3 years, the batteries seem to be holding up. I really don't like that, actually. I'm quite particular about how fast batteries drain. I can't help the fact that these things are so low power consumption, but I'm used to the clock dying after at least a month or a year. That way, you know, I could change batteries and not have to worry about the batteries corroding. But in my honest opinion, I think longer corrosion or longer living batteries that seem to do well in a clock tend to corrode the fastest. Especially in one that talks. And I think if that ever does happen, rather than using something that I'm gonna have to throw away, I would just assume to replace it. So that's what I would do if something corrodes. Like I would just simply throw it away after washing my hands and call it a day and buy another one. If it seems to be the same one, oh well. If it's something better, good. But I've gotten into the habit of if something breaks, I replace it, because why not? If I want it that bad, I want it that bad. So let's get to the description of the clock. As you can tell, it told you the time and the temperature. It has 12 and 24-hour format, and apparently the batteries do last. I've had this clock since 2022 and or maybe 2021. So my thing is, let me think, is there anything that I can shed? Surprisingly, this clock will stay at a 5.0 for me, and this is why. Although it doesn't talk to you when you press the set time button, or press and hold one of the buttons to change from degrees Fahrenheit to degrees Celsius, I think that it needs to be at least a little bit more accessible. So, unfortunately, this clock will be rated down to 4.9 out of 5. At least it tells you what time you're for the buttons you're pressing. Other than that, you'd have to wait till 12 a.m. to reset the clock. And don't worry, you guys think that I'm gonna forget about another product when I'm done with the clocks. I still have a product review to do. On a certain thermometer. So that'll be taken care of when I'm done with these clocks. So I give this a 4.9 out of 5. Honestly, I think that it can be at least a tad bit more accessible, because not everybody knows or can see what's going on. Like, what can beeps tell you? Like, beep, 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 beep. Okay, that doesn't tell you nothing, right? So that's my only tad bit concern, is whoever made these clocks, yes, they made it accessible, but the one clock that I wish they still had on the market was where it said set time, set alarm time. And it would say 5:47 p.m., 101 degrees Fahrenheit. And I think it went down by 2 degrees. Some clocks measure in 2-degree differences, some do 1, some do 3. But that is my thoughts and opinions on the red talking clock with temperature. You can find this at Maxi Aids. And I hope you guys stay safe and have a good one.